to be listed on 3Best Rated and called the best in the business?
It feels great. I will tell you that it's amazing. I think it's really recognition for us. Our third year in a row, 2023, 2024, 2025. It's pretty exciting.
Contributed to Nettoyage Krystal Clean's growth and success in Laval?
I think that's a pretty easy answer. Our growth really comes from our hearing that we did great, and but we take that feedback, and if they make a mistake, that's okay. Mistakes are part of the learning process.
Best time saving cleaning tips for busy households to maintain?
I would say systems are always a great factor.
Congratulations on being nominated for 3Best Rated for 2025.
Thank you. It's actually our third year in a row, 2023, 2024, and 2025. It's pretty exciting.
Okay, so if you can tell us what key factors have contributed to Nettoyage Krystal Clean's growth and success in Laval?
I think that's a pretty easy answer. Our growth really comes from our employees. They're our rock stars. They're really like our VIPs of the industry. We have a systemized approach to how we clean, which is not so easy and really not so natural. Everyone thinks house cleaning is super easy. I will tell you, working at Nettoyage Krystal Clean is probably not easy. We deliver stellar, excellent service, and that's because of the amazing staff that we have. We have staff that really have the attitude of, taking pride in their work, striving for excellence, and they have the attitude that they're there to serve, and it really shows in the results, in the relationships that we have with the customers. So when that gets out, business keeps growing.
And how do you ensure quality and customer satisfaction with every cleaning job?
So it comes back to systems. So we have on staff here a quality assurance and training manager. And that process actually helps us to make sure that we are consistent on every single cleaning. It starts actually with who we hire. And everyone here goes through comprehensive training. So they start off with their initial training, obviously, and which is really about creating consistency. So we know we're only as good as our last cleaning appointment. We have that mentality, and that mentality keeps us honest and keeps us working towards making sure that every single time that we go into the customer's home, it's a great experience. We follow that up with checking in with the customers, again, systematically, through our CRM, making sure, hey, so how did we do on this last cleaning? Did we do great? Did we do okay? Obviously, we always want to hear that we did great, and but we take that feedback, and we'll look at how we can improve it if there is any improvement that needs to happen. That feedback actually goes to our quality assurance and training manager, and any little comment that's there at all, good, bad, or ugly, we'll make sure that we address it. If it's good, we want to repeat that. We want to make sure that everybody else knows that that's good and that's the example. And one of our key things here is, we'll do ongoing training and development. I think there's a lot of companies that put a lot of emphasis with an employee when they first get hired so that they understand what the standards are. But we don't just do it when they first get hired. We do it as an ongoing training and development program. We're here to coach our employees in order to be better at their job. And I think that keeps them motivated to wanting to do a good job. And we're strong in showing them appreciation for when they do a great job. And if they make a mistake, that's okay. Mistakes are part of the learning process. We don't expect perfection, but we do strive for excellence.
Okay. And to bring it back to the feedback that you were mentioning before, this industry, as we know, can attract a lot of negative comments. Have you ever faced any negative feedback from your customers, and how did you handle that?
I think no one's perfect. So for sure, you're going to hit some what you can perceive as a negative comment. I think you should look at, people will say it's complaints. We think complaints are a gift. There's an opportunity. When a customer gives you information, when they're complaining, they're actually telling you and giving you that opportunity to do something better about your business. It is a gift. because they're giving you that opportunity to improve. So if you look at it from that perspective, then you continuously grow and evolve.
And what would you say is your best time saving cleaning tips for busy households to maintain?
I would say systems are always a great practice. I think if you make your bed every single day, then you'll have the feeling where you come home and that's already in order. You know, your bedroom could be perfectly picked up as a primary example, but your bed is left unmade. You'll walk in and it won't feel warm and it won't feel welcoming. And the last thing you want at the end of the day when you're tired to get into your room is to be exhausted. Involve your children in the process. You know, have them do that little song at the end of the day where they pick up their stuff and put it away. So it's really, if you can focus more on the pickup and putting away, you'll get a sense where your house is in order. The other recommendation that I really like to give is less is less to take care of. So the biggest job that you can give yourself is to try and make sure that everything has a home so it's easy to put away. When you start to accumulate too much stuff, it actually becomes harder to be able to maintain. So less toys is always fantastic. Daycares have a great, amazing system where they don't take all the toys out, allowing the kids to play with them, where the kids will easily get bored. But instead, what they do is they store some away in those closet systems and they only bring out a few to play for the day. Same thing can be done at home. And so then before the children go away, they only have a few toys now to pick up and put away.
And how would you say what daily habits help the homeowners keep it pet friendly?
Pet friendly. Well, put your shoes away. If you have a shoe cabinet towards the entrance or in the closet, I mean, that will be very helpful because we know that pets like to go ahead and chew on the homeowner's shoes. So anything less on the floor for them, you know, shoes and socks and stuff like that will definitely be helpful. No small items or food left out on the counter that they might be tempted to go ahead and eat.
And how often should homeowners schedule a deep cleaning? What are the benefits?
A deep cleaning. I can definitely say that there's a difference between whether a customer has a weekly or bi-weekly or a monthly or once a year. So if you have, if you're doing the cleaning yourself, you're for sure going to be one of those people that will need a spring clean because it's a heavier clean. You now have a lot more accumulated dust and grime on your, you know, kitchen cupboards. I mean, let's be honest. Busy moms, all you really have time for is to, you know, cook, pick up laundry, and you never get to the floors or anything else. So after a while, you know, the dust bunnies underneath the beds and underneath the sofas and behind the furniture really starts to accumulate, and that's just busy life. So definitely, I would at that point actually recommend twice a year. If you're a person that opts for the difference between weekly, biweekly, and monthly service, not only is it budget, it's just a question of order in your home. So when you have a weekly service, you feel like your house is always clean. You're not seeing an accumulation of dust, and you're kind of picking up more often because you want to keep it at that level. When you're having service for every second week as a bi-weekly, you're going to start to see a little bit of an accumulation of the dust. You're going to start to see that those floors are quite not so shiny, and there's, you know, pet hair and there's little cat balls of hair. So you're going to start to see the difference, and you're going to be like, okay, I'm due. Monthly, monthly is a harder clean for sure, and you have already started to see the dust at 2 weeks. So now it's not just a little bit of dust, it's white. So monthly is usually where customers get a little bit more discouraged and saying, okay, my house is really not in order. I'm feeling it and I'm feeling the chaos. So frequency has a big impact on how you feel about your home and the cleanliness of your home.
And how do you guys adapt your cleaning strategies to different environments?
Well, that's a great question. We have to look at the types of customers that we service. So as much as we have a standardized approach to how we clean and the service packages that we kind of offer, we have to tailor it to our environment. You know, when you're cleaning for a senior and they don't like change and they're feeling that they have a loss of autonomy, and you know they've been making their bed a certain way for the last 60 odd years or 50 odd years, as much as you have a standardized approach, you're going to have to come in with a little bit of compassion in the heart and say, okay, you know what, maybe, Phil is going to have to come and teach me how he wants me to make his bed. And the busy mom that you can see she's got, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, and she's running out the door. And as much as, dishes are not part of the service, you could say, okay, you know what, there's a few toys there, and there was a cup from her coffee. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the dishwasher, or I'm just going to pick up these few little toys here. Like, we're going to adapt a little bit to what the needs are. It doesn't mean that we go off the path. We definitely create consistency, but we have even in our differences, a standard of what we'll do for those customers, because help doesn't look necessarily the same for everyone.
And I heard that you guys do a lot of nonprofit work. Speaking of help, do you want to talk a little bit about that? Tell us a little bit about that.
That's my favorite topic. So thanks for asking. We're a part of Cleaning for a Reason. Cleaning for a Reason is a nonprofit organization that partners with cleaning companies like ourselves, and to offer two free cleanings, two free house cleanings for cancer patients while they're undergoing treatment. You know, we almost all know somebody, if not many somebodies, that unfortunately have been diagnosed with cancer and are struggling with their health, and they need that energy in order to be able to go through the battle. And they really do need a clean home. It's not just a question of convenience or order, it's a question of health. So we are the official partner for Cleaning for a Reason in Laval, Quebec. We're the only ones. And so we will provide 2 free house cleanings for every patient that's been diagnosed with cancer and who's undergoing treatment. And we usually start off with the requirements for Cleaning for a Reason is 2 general cleanings, but we know that usually when cancer patients are starting their treatment, they've been ill for quite some time, they're not feeling well, and it's just a struggle to get out of bed and to maintain their daily lives and put on a brave face, especially if they're a mom of 2 young kids and stuff. So we'll go in and we'll do that first time cleaning and like that top to bottom and get that house really down to like, okay, it's a spring clean, it's spotless. So they don't have to worry about that, and they can just focus on their health. And then a month later or 2 weeks later, when they need us or they're coming out of the hospital, we'll come back and we'll do it again, just to really help them, save their energy.
Oh, well, that's nice. So to finish off the interview, I did want to ask, how does it feel to be listed on Three Best Rated and called the best in the business?
It's it feels great. I will tell you that it's amazing. I think it's really recognition for our employees, though. You know,
Hmm.
at the end of the day, the reason why we are doing such a great job out there is because our employees are phenomenal. So we're able to bring this back to the employees and to say, your great work is being recognized. And that's something to be extremely proud of. And to have that nomination for 3 years in a row, it shows us that we're on the right path. And the right path is that we're continuously doing a great job. So it feels phenomenal. Thanks.
Well, thank you.